Thanks for pressing play, South Region. Back in March, when we called off in-person church for what we thought would be a few weeks, you remember that folks were under the impression that things would get back to normal quickly. 2 weeks went by, and it did not get back to normal. So then we called off our in-person Sunday services into the summer, thinking surely by August, once school starts, this season will be in our rearview mirror. During these times, we were all a bit like weekend travelers living out of a suitcase. We didn't really bother to unpack because we thought, well, we're just not going to be here that long. Well, that has changed. And now it's time for us to fully adjust as a church to the change. It's clear that Sunday mornings won't look the way they used to anytime soon. So here's the thing. Being out of church for over 5 months has forced many of us out of some really good habits. And to be honest, perhaps they've been replaced by some not so good habits. 2 Saturdays ago at our fall leadership workshop with all of our incredible South Region Community Group leader men and women, Dawn and I shared 4 new habits to implement this fall. And in this brief video, I want to recap those 4 habits, where we're asking each member in the South Region to embrace these as well. The first habit is this. We want to encourage you to establish a Sunday morning routine. Most of you used to have one, but it's been disrupted. We had the pandemic, and then we had our summer travels. And as all of this lingers on, we begin to drift. We notice it as we watch viewership decline, or the chat room gets a bit quieter in our Sunday services, or others are opting to kind of skip Sunday or watch other things, other places instead. So I want to invite each of you to establish a brand new Sunday morning routine for you and your family. If you have kids at home, do kids' church like the Antons and dress up and sing and dance. Maybe you could be like the Montes, where you kind of each member of the family plays a role in how Sunday morning works. Someone's in control of the coffee. Someone makes the special pancakes. Others take care of the audio visual. Others get communion ready. We can do all these things. If we have older kids, enjoy the service together and engage your kids after the service with at least one question that really applies the lesson and makes it relevant to them. I know some families are even starting a new tradition on Sunday where those who are comfortable meeting with another family are just joining in person together for Sunday church. Second habit to establish is just to establish a small group routine. For most of us, our small group habit has been disrupted in this season, and we're all experiencing to some degree pandemic weariness. We're having to take care of some of the unique needs of our members. If these and other things have disrupted your routine, then we need a new one. If your family have lost your habit or rhythm of your small group routine, well, then it's time to regain it. Now, one of the challenges, and I think one of the things that presses against the small group habit, is just getting into a rut. And so this fall, let's break the monotony and add some variety to what we're doing in our small groups. I know some groups have pivoted their main group meeting from during the week to Sunday morning, where they can actually have engage in the service together, have a fellowship lunch together, take communion together, sing together. Others have opted to join with other families just for their community groups during the week, just so they can see different people. Certainly we have the opportunity to keep things interesting with relevant topics this fall that we could be doing in our groups. And maybe there's a way to engage the broader community here in the South as well by, for example, inviting some singles or to join us who don't have the benefit of their own family, or maybe just inviting some others over to encourage someone who has a special, maybe difficult family, medical, or financial need. Speak with your family group leader and let's work together to reestablish some new small group habits this fall. The third habit is simply this. Make sure you keep your kids connected by getting your children to attend the events that we have going on. If you have middle or high school students, encourage them to attend. They're going to love some of what we do, and then they're not going to love all of what we do. And the reason for that is they're kids. But don't make church optional for them. And we'll do our best on our end to make their experience exceptional. I know Michael and Angela Diakino are working very hard for a variety of fantastic events and devotionals this fall. If you have younger kids, then just find perhaps creative ways to stay connected with other kids their age as you feel comfortable. They need the fellowship as much as you do. I know some families are reaching out to other families in this regard and having Friday family nights, where they can just have a few adults from one family and from another family and their kids and their kids, and they're meeting together. And benefiting from the crosstalk and cross-pollination, if you will, with other adults and with other kids. And the fourth and last habit is this. I want you to begin praying for the South region daily. Now, I know some of you pray for me and my family and Dawn, and you'll never know what that means to us. I know some of you pray for the elders and their wives and the other staff, and we really covet your prayers. But I want you to begin praying for our region. And here's why. Because honestly, I'm concerned. I'm not concerned about our survival. I'm concerned that we may miss an unprecedented opportunity. I'm concerned that we'll be so consumed this fall and so focused on what we can't do that we'll miss out on what we can do and what we must do this season. So I want you to pray that we see and seize the unique opportunities that this unique season affords us. Keep inviting people. And as you're doing that, just let's all get into a new habit this fall of always doing whatever we do with church with a friend. Just inviting a friend, a family member, a neighbor, a coworker. Invite them to church on Sundays. Invite married couples to the marriage retreat that's coming up. Invite friends and women coworkers to the women's mental health event that's coming up, and so on and so forth. I want us to just kind of get in the habit of when we plan our week ahead and we see church activities, that we just take a few moments at the beginning of the week and share and extend an invitation to friends and family to join. And here's the thing. If God answers the prayers that we're praying, I believe that when we begin to reopen our buildings on the weekends, however or whenever that's going to be, there could be 5, 10, or even a dozen or two adults and teens who either became disciples of Jesus or who will be on their way to becoming disciples of Jesus during this crazy season. Even just since April in the South, we've baptized 5 people, we've restored 2 to the fellowship. We have a handful of teens on our harvest list. In fact, it's 6 people baptized. We just baptized another teen. We have a single brother who's working on his restoration letter and more. You know, we may be so ready to be done with this year, but there are going to be people for whom 2020, they're going to look back on this year and they'll say, that was the year I came back to faith. Or that was the year I became, or at least started my journey to becoming a Christian. And all because we didn't sit around waiting for a reset, and we instead seized these unique opportunities. So here's the list of new habits, Don, and I hope that you will all embrace this fall. Establish a Sunday morning routine for you and your family. Create some new and fresh small group routines. Keep your kids connected and pray for open people as you invite them to our church events this fall. And if we do, not only will we get through this, we will be better for this, and our communities will be better as well.